and we are back with more experts. And today is Supercharge Your Manifesting Powers Day 8. People love the interviews. People enjoy every expert because we bring all different modalities into the platform. And there is so much wisdom, there is so much wealth of knowledge, and the tools that you guys can pick up and just start using to implement in your life. My experts don't hold back. So we deliver the best information ever. If you haven't registered, there is a link for you to register. Please register and give yourself this beautiful gift. And today I have with me Sarah Sparks and Melissa Ranch. Hello and welcome, and thanks so much for joining. So let's start from Sarah. Sarah's interview is coming on Saturday. So please tune in to listen. Sarah, tell a little bit more about yourself and what you're doing.
Yes. Yes. Well, welcome. Welcome everybody, and thanks for having me and having me be part of this. A little bit more about me. I'm a international best-selling author, podcast host of top 10% globally ranked podcast called Floating on a Cloud. I recently launched my second book, which is 144 Wealth Codes to Unlock the Abundance Within, which is a channeled work from Divine. And that book hit Amazon bestseller in spiritual growth. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah. So I basically am here on this planet during this lifetime to share, inspire, shift, basically to share how to live a healed life, having it be a healthy, emotionally free, aligned, like listening to your divine guidance, empowered, and then finally deciding on living that way. So that's.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. Beautiful. And Melissa, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for having me again today. I'm so excited to be here. And I am a women's empowerment coach and I am a firewalk instructor. And so I've been helping women to remember who they are, reclaim their power, step into the fire, go after things they want in their life. And I'm all about just raising up and lifting women up to remember that beautiful, wonderful, powerful, divine feminine energy within them. And so that's what I do.
Woohoo! And Melissa interview was already at the platform, but we have some surprises for you. So keep watching and keep registering because there are more interesting things happening. So today we keep coming talking about our superpowers, right? Like a lot of times we do not even aware of them that we all have inside, and only through the struggles and going through the particular experiences we tap into that potential and realize who we truly are. Sarah, what does it come for you when I'm just talking about it?
Alignment. When I was preparing for this, and as you were talking, oh, yes, we want to manifest and we want to understand the art and the science of manifesting. But are you, whatever you're wanting to manifest, are you in alignment with it? And what I mean by that is your mindset in alignment with it? Are you energetically aligned with it? And if you're not, that's okay. like if you're trying to force this manifestation to happen, you might not be in alignment with it, or maybe it's not the right time for it to come about. Divine often tells me to not force things to happen, but allow them to. And I think, Irina, you were just sharing before we were getting on about you're so in alignment with this manifestation event that things are arranging for you, right? Like you wanted to share that.
Yes, yes. Thanks so much. Yeah, I was talking to Sarah before Melissa got in on the call, but we were preparing. So basically, yesterday I was supposed to go to do my jury duty, and I completely forgot about it. I put that letter somewhere in the house, and yesterday I found it, and I discovered that I was supposed to serve, and I can't do like anything else but just call them and let them know that I just missed it, right? So I called them up thinking, okay, they're gonna reschedule me. And she tells me, oh, you know what? It's okay. We took you off the list. You're good. And I couldn't even believe myself. And that's exactly how the universe truly works and arranges things for us when we are ready to receive them. Because I'm so in tune with what we are doing right now with this event, and I'm so involved and evolved with that, that the universe just said, this is your priority.
Yeah. Yeah, you weren't in alignment with the jury duty. So you're not going to
Yes.
manifest that. And so you're in alignment with this event, with what you're saying, what you're speaking, what you're doing. And so alignment is key. So that's what I wanted to
Yes.
insert in.
Awesome. Awesome. Melissa, what about you?
Well, I definitely agree with what Sarah said. And I think that when we make a decision and we come to that place where we're really like, I'm doing this, or I want this, and I know I deserve it, and I know I'm ready for it. I think that's a lot of times when the universe comes in as well and says, okay, here you go. But for most people, what I feel like, and the people that I've mentored over the years, maybe they're afraid of actually getting what it is they want, or their issue is they can't decide or even write down what it is they want because they're afraid to step into that. And I think especially for women too, they don't feel like they deserve that, or they don't know how to receive it and be open to the receiving of what they want to manifest. But I also find that to be a big challenge with people just writing down, like, what do I want to bring into my life? It's so hard. And to know they are worthy and deserving of those things that they desire in their lives.
Beautiful, beautiful. So let's share a little bit about the superpowers. Like, what kind of experience you want to share? Maybe like some moment from your life that you felt your superpowers and you understood that you are more than just your body and just your thoughts, that there is that power inside of you that once you tap in, you can actually have everything that you desire. Sarah.
You want me to go back to the moment that I realized it?
Yes.
I was laying on my sofa that my ex-husband and I, like, at our home, and I was reading The Secret. Someone had given it to me, and I was reading it, and all of a sudden I was like, I can create my life. And so I pulled the book in even closer to my face because I was like, I don't know if he should know this because I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to be living here. And this is not the life. Like, I always felt like I was outside looking in on a life that wasn't mine. And I was watching someone else's movie. And I'm like, this is not my life. And this is not where I'm supposed to be. And so as soon as I realized that I could create my own life, holy buckets, I did. Side note to that, I started going to Unity of Greenville, like Oneness. It's a spiritual campus type thing. And I've been teaching the little kids, the youth groups and stuff. And two of my daughters are in there. And I asked, they're 5 to 10-year-olds. And I was like, do you guys know that you can create your own life? Because it was part of the messaging we were talking about. And they all, yeah, I can create what I want. I was like, I told them, I was like, I was 28 when I realized that I could create my own life. And you guys are 4 or 5, no, they're 5 to 10-year-olds. But there's one 4-year-old. You get the gist. I was like, you guys already know that. So what are you going to create? And so then we start talking about it. So I just have,
Oh my God.
I just love that they already know it.
That's a beautiful share because Sarah, remember, all the kids are born geniuses, but the age of 6 or 7, they all lose that beliefs in themselves because everybody around starts telling them. Because remember, when we were little ones, everybody's dreaming to be the astronaut, to be the actor, and all this good stuff, right? Nobody stops them. But then there is like age of 6 or 7, and the parents are gonna say, "Hey, wake up." This is not how the world works. And then they go into school and everybody says, stop daydreaming, just live your life, right? And all that beliefs that kids had in themselves just
Mm-hmm.
start like crashing, and they start taking the beliefs of everybody around. And
Mm-hmm.
I just love that you just share that, like, because kids, exactly, they don't have any boundaries until somebody starts telling them otherwise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
Well,
my I won't. I'll one more
yes.
thing. My
Yeah, of course.
my youngest is 5.5, and she just started swim. Well, we're trying to decide, like, should she be in the guppies, which is like the smaller team, kind of still learning, but she could be on the big team. We didn't put any sort of limits on her, but we just kind of were like, she wanted to go with her older sister. So yesterday she was like, yeah, I'll do it. So she just went and did the running, the push-ups, the sit-up, all the stuff. She jumped in the pool, swam 4 laps back and forth. So she's on big team. Like, there's no limits there. Like, we didn't tell her, like, oh, you can't do this, can't, like, be careful, everything. We're just like, we're gonna see what she does. So no limits. Did I freeze?
That's so awesome.
Okay.
No, I think Irina froze. So I'll just jump in so
Yeah.
that we can keep going. But I feel like I realized when my superpowers kind of kicked in, and I knew over the years that I had this potential, but I think for me personally, when I went firewalking, it was a blowing me open into what is possible for me as a human being, because knowing that I was able to do that after listening to my subconscious mind coach for several years put that in my head, I realized, oh my gosh, maybe this is something that I can actually do. And
Mhm.
so one year I woke up and I heard Spirit say to me, it's time to go firewalking, and it's time for you to step into the fire, Melissa, literally. And I thought to myself, okay, it's time. And then what I loved was, and as we said before, you were saying the universe conspires when you're in alignment, when you are in that space where you want something, you're meant to go get it, and there's no holds bar. And 3 weeks later, I woke up and I was at Firewalk School, and I was a certified instructor within 4 days time period. And I just know that from doing that and doing all the extreme spiritual exercises that we did, I mean, we didn't just walk on fire. We broke boards, we broke bricks, we bent arrows and broke them with our necks. We bent rebar poles. We walked on 12 feet of broken glass. So we pushed ourselves to the ultimate extreme, but it so helped me realize what my potential is as a human being. And I knew from that moment forward that I was capable, of so much more than I ever thought I was. And I think that is something that people don't remember a lot of times, how powerful that they really are. And I think that is definitely one of my superpowers.
I just love that share,
Irina, are
Melissa.
you there? Because we had lost you for a minute. Oh,
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, I was like frozen.
yes, we can.
Frozen. But
Yes.
I just, like, went to another thing. But you know what? I just wanted to ask you, Melissa, it's just for the listeners, right? Be honest. Was there any fear when you were signing up
Oh,
for that?
oh yes. I mean, not signing up, like once I knew I
Once you
was
were
meant to
there?
go, and well, once I was there, oh yes, because the first night we walked on fire twice. And then this man turns to me and he's like, well, wait till Saturday night. And I said, what's Saturday night? And he said, you have to walk 108 times on the fire to get your certificate. And I gasped and said, what? And he said, yeah, you have to walk 108 times or you don't get your certificate. And I said, that wasn't on the website. And so I had no idea what they were going to do. And that night, I mean, I went home and I was euphoric because I'd walked on the fire, but my stomach was in knots. And it got worse the next day because I burned my feet, or we call it fire kisses. And I burned my feet on the fire the next night. And so then I was really terrified. So I walked through a lot of fear, a lot, like some of the biggest fear of my life. And just recently, I went to fire magic school. So I went to play with fire in Las Vegas a couple weeks ago. And I was really, really nervous because I thought, okay, they're going to make us eat fire, not make us, but they're going to give us the choice to eat fire and play with fire. I mean, I lit my hands on fire. I did all these fire magic tricks. So there's definitely an element, but what I have learned to do is embrace the anxiety, know it's there and acknowledge it and say, but I can do this. And I know I can do this. I just, and I'm watching other people do it all the time. I'm watching them do it, eating fire, playing with fire. And so I say to myself, if they can do it, so can I.
I love this, because I always come back to that. If it's possible for one, it's possible for everyone, right? It's just like so important to realize. And just to quickly say the other thing, it's like, what is the fear that holding everybody's back, whoever is tuning into this episode? Like, what is the biggest fear that you have? Like, Melissa went on the fire, Melissa went on the glass walk, and like, I admit I would be petrified. But what is stopping people, like, like to get out of that relationships that doesn't serve, to change the job, to really stand up for their truth and decide what they want in life? I think this is not as frightening as like literally walking on the fire. Yes, for me it's not, compared to these things, right? And again, it just shows to us and it proves to us that we are capable if we allow ourselves, right? When we allow ourselves and we just trust that everything is going to work out. And it's all again coming to the power of our mind. Sarah, what does it come for you? Because I see you like thinking.
Well, I'm just curious if do we need to, like, do we each have our own element, like our own fire that
Right.
we have to overcome, or do we need to walk on fire? Like, do we all need to do that? Do we all need to? And it's more metaphorical, but
Right.
is that the right word? I don't know.
Rhetorical.
Yeah, rhetorical, but like, do we need to walk on fire? I don't know. I'm trying to ask. I'm just rambling because I don't have it prepared, but I was just curious. Or like, how long do we need to stay in our own fears until we overcome them? Or how long do we stay in the let's work on this, let's process this, let's dive into this, let's identify this and process and move into the, when do we decide that it's our time, that it's our time to create, that it's our time to manifest, that it's our time to step into that healed life? When is that for anybody? Like, I don't know. It's everybody's decision. But as Melissa was talking about walking on fire, I was just thinking and curious. And
well, and I think sometimes I'm sick and tired of being in this space. I'm sick and tired of being stuck. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I think that a lot of times is, for me, where I get to, I'm done with this. And I've been in this place for this long and I'm sick of it and I want something else. The other thing I feel is as if when I see something and I'm like, how am I going to get that? Well, am I ready? Have I like prepared myself? Do I feel I deserve it? I think there's so much inner work too that goes along with it. And I'm always working on myself. It never stops. And I think the walking on fire, yes, for sure is an extreme example, but it definitely helped me realize and reduce the amount of fear that I had in my life over just sometimes really simple things. And I always say to the people that I mentor, would you rather keep sitting in this fear for the rest of your life? Or do you want to just do it a bit scared? And I'm here to support you. I'm here to hold space for you. I'm here to, quote unquote, hold your hand but I'm going to push you to do it. I'm going to push your edge because that's what I'm good at, because I know how to push my own edge. So I'm always doing that. Every day I'm up leveling myself. And I think when I say if you are living, you're really always stepping up to that greater part of you that calls you to be that bigger, greater piece of yourself that you came on earth to be. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I'm going to put my other headset in because this one's
Yes,
going to
it,
die.
it 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 makes a perfect sense. And as you are talking about, Melissa, I think a lot of times like fear holds us, right? And we allow the fear to be the authority of our life. And it's amazing when we actually are able to, like Sarah said, it's okay to, like, that we all have that fear, but we are not going to allow that fear to have us, right? When we truly learn in the process that we can control that fear, that not that that fear is going to control how we feel, what we can do. Once we understand that and just go beyond what we have experienced in our life and step out of our invisible line that we draw for ourselves, our life becomes limitless because we become fearless. Sarah, anything comes for you?
Hmm. I think it comes back to alignment. I've been in various phases. I've been doing this professionally for 12 years. So there's been different phases. And I think it goes back to alignment of, am I in alignment with the go get it,
Mhm.
no fear, rawr side of me? Or what am I in alignment with? Am I in alignment with, I need to give myself a little break and pull back? Or am I in alignment with going for a walk and not giving myself such a hard time? What am I in alignment with is key, and just giving yourself some grace, because I was always, for 11 years, it was gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, gotta give all those presentations, gotta have 15 one-on-ones, have 3 group programs going, gotta sell, gotta sell, gotta sell, and nobody wants that. I think we're all good with that. At least I am, and those that I work with. So I think it's also giving yourself some grace of, if like what you want to be manifesting, how are you doing it, and how you did in the past may be a little bit different, or it may look a little different than how you do it now. At least that's where I'm at. So
I totally agree. I totally agree. It's like, because this is the life journey. And once we manifest one thing, we are on for something else, right? Because we grow in the process, we evolve, and some things are changing. We are changing as humans, right? And our values are changing as well. So it's not like something that we are done with, because as long as we are breathing, we are here to experience and live our life to the fullest by evolving, by going over the obstacles, facing the fear, and doing all these beautiful things. That's why it's so important to listen to all these interviews. That's why it's so important to register for you if you didn't yet, because you don't want to miss that opportunity. And like I always said, there are no coincidences. If you're listening to this, it means that this is your message. Please act on it, because we have to act on something that we truly want before it actually materializes, right? Because we can talk about it the whole day and inspire people, but inspiration without the action, it's merely the entertainment.
yeah, there was Stephen Lovegrove Stephen Lovegrove is someone that I listen to. He has a great podcast on YouTube and things. And he was talking about reaping and sowing, and he gave a good point, and it instantly went back, because I grew up on a farm in Iowa, and going back to like doing something instead of just sitting there. What you're just saying sparked this. And so like my father would plant corn, but he wouldn't just sit in the house and meditate and pray to God, because he's Catholic, so that's what he would do. He would pray, but he'd have to actually go out and plant the corn. He wouldn't just sit in the house and be like, God, provide the corn for me today, without ever planting it, without ever tilling the soil. And the rain would come. Like, how it grew was completely not up to Dad at all, but he had to go out and actually plant the corn. So, like, what are we planting every day to see that what we want to manifest to grow and come into us? So, are we speaking it into life? Are we taking that aligned action? And I think sometimes, at least those that I have the pleasure of working with in the past, would get confused on, do I take action, and what action do I take? Like, is the action aligned with the manifestation? And what seed are you sowing? And then when my father would harvest the corn, one little seed would produce an entire ear. It would be 100 times than what we plant. And that goes for our manifestations as well.
Exactly. And I just wanted to hear Melissa, but just to add on the point, Sarah, of corn, it's like whatever seeds we are planting, right? If we plant the corn seeds, we are not gonna grow the apple tree, right? So in other words, like what we are planting in our thoughts, right? And exactly, it all goes back to mindset, right? If we are always thinking that we cannot do it, we will never be able to do it. But if we install the beliefs that yes, it's possible, we can do it, and especially with the right mentorship and coaching, it's gonna even become faster and easier and more pleasant, right? Than just struggling on our own. I think this is the beautiful thing. Melissa, what do you think?
I definitely think that. And one of the tools that I just re-pulled out again for myself, and I know some people don't like to do affirmations, but for me, some of these affirmations that I do always help to keep me in a state of realizing how abundant and how grateful I am for every little thing that comes into my life, manifests into my life, whatever it is. And for many, many years now, I've been writing a gratitude list at night. So each night before I go to bed, I have these old notebooks from all my children. They didn't finish the notebook. So I would take their notebooks and write down at least 5 things that I was grateful for. And sometimes, over the course of time, I started writing down things that I was grateful for about myself and all of the things that I was doing to give back in service or to be an anonymous sort of gifter of things and things like that, because I started to recognize that I needed to make myself aware of what I was doing as well that was wonderful and beneficial. And I think what the gratitude list did for me as I would go to sleep was just help me to close my day feeling as though I have a very full, rich, abundant life. And even through sometimes being grateful for the calamities of my life or the chaos, or for example, when both my parents died within a 9-month time period, and trying to get through that grief. And all I could do was go to the park and just sit in nature every day. And that's all I was doing, literally, because I just couldn't get myself to move forward. I felt like I was stuck, but I just kept doing it. And I just kept showing up for myself, however that looked, if it meant crying, in the bathroom or in the shower every day. But I think those pieces are all part of still manifesting what I need in my life. It's all being loving and caring towards myself and accepting myself exactly where I am. But I think that's a huge tool that I recommend everybody uses, the gratitude list, because it for me has made such a massive, massive difference. And like I said, I have notebooks full of gratitude. So if I'm ever feeling like I don't have anything to be grateful for, I just go pull one of those notebooks and I reread all of the amazing things that have come into my life. And it's profound how amazing it is.
Yeah.
That's such a beautiful share. So anything else to wrap up our conversation? It's beautiful, like so much to share. Guys, if you didn't listen to the interviews, if you didn't watch, tune in because there is a lot of information and you can consume it in a very little 1 hour a day. It's for your convenience, 24 hours to watch. Sarah is coming on um
Saturday.
Saturday, right? And you will be able to have the pleasure to see Melissa again, but you have to sign up in order to discover. All right. So, everybody, keep manifesting. Remember the seeds that you're planting today. One day you're gonna actually gather that crop, and you'd be surprised yourself what a beautiful crop it's gonna produce.
Mhm. Yes. Thank
We-
you, Irina.
yes, we love you all. Tune in and start really manifesting great things for yourself. Supercharge your manifesting powers because when we come together in this space, we are super powerful.
Hmm. Thank you.